Hello guys, and welcome to the third part of the ZBrush crash course. I'm Sunit D. Rozario, and in this lesson we'll dive into the basics of masking in ZBrush, a fundamental tool that will elevate your sculpting workflow. Let's jump right in. So here we are in ZBrush. In the previous lesson, we learned about different types of brushes to sculpt and other important staffs. Make sure to check out that video if you haven't already. The link is provided in the description below. Now let's take a sphere over here, press T on keyboard for edit mode, and then click on Make Polymesh 3D. Now to increase the subdivisions of this sphere, either you can go to Geometry and then click on Divide, or press Ctrl D to increase the subdivisions. I will keep it 5 for now, and as you can see over here, it's over 2 million points. And it becomes much smooth to sculpt. You can hold S on keyboard and drag the slider to resize the brush. Now suppose you are sculpting on one side of the model and want to replicate the exact details on the opposite side. For that, press X on keyboard to turn on symmetry. And now if you sculpt on one side of the model, it will automatically mirror your actions to the other side. Now there is another way to activate symmetry. Go to Transform, and down here you will find the option to activate symmetry. Here you can adjust the axis for symmetry as needed. For example, you can switch to the Y-axis instead of the X-axis, enabling mirroring between the top and bottom of the model. Similarly, you can switch to the Z-axis, enabling mirroring between the front and back of the model. You can also enable multiple axes simultaneously, such as the X and Y axes, to create 4 symmetrical patterns at once. Now then, let's turn off the symmetry by pressing X on keyboard. And now let's talk about masking. If you hold Ctrl and brush on your model, it will appear darker on that area. That means you are applying mask on that area. When a mask is applied to an area of your model, it acts like a protective shield, preventing that area from being affected by your actions. This allows you to focus your work on unmasked regions. Masking acts as a protective barrier over that region. This barrier prevents any sculpting, painting, or deformation actions from affecting the masked area, ensuring it remains unchanged regardless of the modifications you make. As a result, you can direct your focus entirely on the unmasked regions without worrying about unintentionally altering the mask sections. I will undo the actions until I restore the clean masked area. To remove the masking, simply hold Ctrl and left-click drag on the canvas. Remember, holding Ctrl while sculpting on the model allows you to create a mask on the surface. To remove the mask, hold Ctrl and left-click drag on an empty area of the canvas. And by holding Ctrl and left-clicking on the brush palette, you can access to different types of masking brushes. Let's select the Mask Circle brush, then hold Ctrl and left-click drag to create a circular mask. While still holding the left mouse button, press the spacebar to reposition the mask to your desired location. With this masking brush, you can create elliptical shapes as well as multiple variations. To create a perfect circular mask, go to Brush Palette by holding Ctrl key and select the Mask Perfect Circle brush. This brush will allow you to create perfect circular shape, and you can reposition it by holding spacebar. There are other brushes as well, such as the Mask Lasso brush. It is a versatile tool used to create precise customizable masks on your model. By holding Ctrl, you can draw a lasso shape that instantly masks off areas of your mesh. This brush is ideal for making sharp freeform selections, allowing for detailed control over sculpting, painting, or modifying specific areas without affecting the rest of the model. There are several other brushes available, which we will explore later on. For now, let's focus on the masking menu, which offers a variety of options for further control and customization. I will begin by selecting the perfect circle brush and applying a mask to the desired area. Once the mask is created, the View Mask option becomes active, indicating that a mask has been applied to the model. If this option is toggled off, the masked area will no longer be visible, although the mask remains in effect. Note that sculpting on the masked area will still be restricted. Make sure that the View Mask option is toggled appropriately based on your requirements. Next, we have the Inverse option. Suppose if you have created a mask and need to modify the masked area, you can click on Inverse. This action will select all other areas of the model except the masked region, allowing you to make changes specifically to the previously masked area. You can hover over the options to view their corresponding hotkeys. For example, the hotkey for the Inverse option is Ctrl+I. Next, we have the Clear Mask option. You can either click on this option to clear out the mask, or as previously discussed, hold Ctrl and drag with the left mouse button on the canvas to remove the mask. Both approaches produce the same outcome. Next, we have Mask All option. This allows you to apply a mask to the entire surface of your model. This is particularly useful when you want to protect the entire model from unintended modifications. Now I will switch to Mask Pen Brush. Increase the brush size by holding S key and adjusting the slider, and then create a mask like this. Next in line, we have Blur Mask option. It softens the edges of the mask for smoother transitions between masked and unmasked areas. Next to that, we have Sharpen Mask option. It refines and sharpens the mask edges for more precise masking. Applying the Inverse Mask option will produce the same result for both Blur Mask and Sharpen Mask. You can also use Hotkey for both Blur Mask and Sharpen Mask options. By holding Ctrl and tapping on the masked area will soften out the edges. And by holding Ctrl-Alt simultaneously and then tapping on the masked area will sharpen the edges. Next, we have Grow Mask, which expands the masked area outward, increasing its coverage. And next to that, we have Shrink Mask option, which reduces the masked area inward, decreasing its coverage. Unfortunately, no default hotkeys are assigned to these two options. Next in line is Boost Mask option. If I create a mask like this, and then tap on the Boost Mask option, it will increase the strength of the mask, making it more defined and harder. And next to that, we have Dilute Mask option, which reduces the strength of the mask, making it less intense. Next, we have Mask Changed Points option. It displays the areas of the model where the mask has been altered or changed. For example, if I sculpt like an S shape on the model and then click on Mask Change Points, then it will mask out that particular area which has been modified. There is a little dot on top right corner of this option. If you turn it off and then click on Mask Changed Points, then it will create a mask with more sharper edges, which you can later on modify as per your requirements. Let's go back all the way to get the clean sphere. The remaining options are more advanced and will be covered in greater detail as we progress further. Now let's hold Ctrl and left-click on Stroke options and select Drag Rect. Then let's go to Alpha and select this arrow Alpha from here. Now by holding Ctrl, drag out the arrow mask onto the surface of the model. Now it's giving a warning message that we have undo and gone back too many steps. I will click on OK since we don't have any problem for that. And now let's see how these options works on this mask. If you click on this Sharpen Mask option, then it will refine the shape. However, it will distort the arrow's original design due to the blurred edges. Tapping on the Grow Mask option will result in minimal visible effect. Let's undo that and go back. Now, if you select the Boost Mask option, it will enhance the intensity of the mask. You'll need to experiment with these options to determine which ones work best for achieving the desired result. Now then, let's turn off the alpha, and then let's select the curve stroke. To draw a straight curve, hold Ctrl and left-click while dragging to create a straight line. Once you release both the mouse button and Ctrl, it will mask the area along the drawn line. To bend the curve, hold Ctrl and drag out a straight line. Then press Alt to introduce a bend in the curve. You can release Alt to adjust the bend, but ensure you continue holding Ctrl and the left mouse button. You can press Alt multiple times to add additional bends to the curve while still holding Ctrl and the left mouse button. Once you are satisfied with the shape, release all keys and the mouse button simultaneously to create a mask on the drawn area. It's simple. Hold Ctrl and left-click drag to create a straight line. Press Alt to bend the line, drag further to extend it, and press Alt again to add another bend. Once you're satisfied, release everything to create the mask. Double tapping the Alt key creates a sharp corner in the curve, while pressing Alt once results in a smooth bend. To add precision, hold Shift while performing these actions to snap the curve's angle to increments of 5 degrees. You can press Ctrl-I to inverse the selection as well. The lasso tool is highly versatile. It allows you to freely draw curves by holding Ctrl and dragging without releasing the left mouse button. You can also delete or erase masking. Hold Ctrl and Alt simultaneously, then draw over the area on the surface you want to erase. This technique applies to all masking strokes. Hold Ctrl to draw a mask on the model surface, and hold Ctrl and Alt simultaneously to erase the masking. Take some time to experiment with these settings to become familiar with the options and determine what works best for your needs. That concludes today's ZBrush tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found it informative and feel encouraged to further explore the possibilities of this powerful software. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel, and turning on the notification bell to stay updated on future content. I'd love to hear your feedback. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments and suggest topics you'd like to see in upcoming tutorials. Your support and input motivate me to create even more valuable content. Until next time, happy sculpting!